Just before we dive into today's podcast, this episode is brought to you by Bloomreach Engagement. Now, they're an AI-powered marketing automation platform that personalizes the online shopping experience for your customers. Now, Bloomreach brings the power of AI in three ways: your customers' real-time data, the anonymous website visitors, and the Shopify data, so you know exactly what customers want, when they want it, and where to show it to them. Now, Bloomreach also enables Shopify companies to connect all of this understanding across all channels, so online, offline, including mobile, really to create the most personalized campaigns, engaging conversations with customers, and most importantly, to deliver a shopping experience that's unique to each shopper. Now, Bloomreach Marketing Automation Solution integrates seamlessly with all of your existing tech stack. It aggregates data across the entire customer journey. And as I mentioned, it really empowers you as the founder or as the marketer really to act on all of these insights from a single platform. Now, the company has over 30 AI patents and serves over 850 global brands. So you can learn more, ecommercefastlane.com/Bloomreach, or you can go direct, bloomreach.com, and get started today.
You're listening to E-commerce Fastlane, the podcast show to help you build, manage, grow, and scale a successful and thriving company, powered by Shopify. Listen to real conversations with partners and subject matter experts as they share proven practical strategies, platforms, and the best Shopify apps to help you accelerate your business. The time is now for you to improve efficiencies, grow revenue, profit, and lifetime customer loyalty. Please welcome your host, startup founder, and strategic advisor, Steve Hutt.
Well, hey there. Welcome back to E-commerce Fastlane. I'm your host, Steve Hutt. With plenty of podcast choices, both for founders and for marketers in the kind of e-commerce, the retail, direct-to-consumer space, I massively appreciate the fact that you're taking time and listening to the show today. I release new episodes and they come out twice weekly, and they're available from all of your favorite podcast apps like Apple, Spotify, and Google. We're also now streaming live on Amazon Music. So if you like to consume your podcast from those platforms, especially Amazon, quite interesting, you can go check that out. To get the full value of this episode, you can click through from whatever podcast app you're using, and there you'll find the show notes at ecommercefastlane.com. There'll be some links and some resources that we mentioned on this episode. Now, today, we're going to dive deep into the world of logistics. This is a very important topic right now. We're going to talk about e-commerce in general and potential refunds and things that can go along with the service level agreements of Canada Post and kind of other different carriers. What's quite interesting, though, is there's a solution right now that really is, I'd say almost like a secret sauce for some brands now, because what they do is they really understand how to explore the whole direct-to-consumer space, and the fact that some parcel costs and the service level agreements that go along with them, sometimes these packages don't arrive on time, and you've paid for that. And, then all of a sudden, should you pay for that? And are there any refund opportunities available? It's really interesting. It's a really interesting topic. A lot of people don't think about this. They think that that's just a fixed cost of, hey, it costs this much, I charge the customer, or free shipping. But the reality is there's likely going to be a refund due for these packages. And I think Buster Fetcher, who we're going to chat with today, the main thing that I'm really thrilled about is Matt Lessard. He really is the co-founder of this company. It's really, really interesting. Matt, welcome to the show. I don't want to get too excited about this, but whenever we talk about refunds and money and shipping and logistics, it's a super important profit gateway, I think, that people need to think about. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you and all your listeners.
Absolutely. Of course. So I know we shuffle our calendars around quite a bit to make this show possible today. And I appreciate the flexibility. The end of the day, the post-purchase experience of a brand, the fulfillment part of it, and getting a tracking number out, getting it shipped out quickly, either in your own warehouse or in a 3PL, however you're connected. At the end of the day, there is a cost and kind of an expectation about this package. But sometimes things happen. And I think that's where Buster Fetcher fits into this mix. So can you maybe just talk first on a high level first, like the problems you're solving today for Shopify brands?
So it's pretty easy and not well known. So if you ship a package, you're an e-commerce business or any business to ship using Canada Post, UPS, FedEx, Purolator, and some others, you ship a package, your carrier promised you to deliver that package, for example, on Tuesday. If the package is delivered on Wednesday, you are entitled for full refunds of the shipping fees, which means get a fuel surcharge as well. So if you ship that package and you don't claim your late deliveries, you just throwing money in the garbage can. So because it's in the contract, usually if you ship your package, make sure to follow up and look at all your packages, because there's a lot of money that it's just pure profit that you're wasting at that moment.
And I think there's two sides to that. There's the profit side of it, for them not, following up with the service level agreement, and that's fair enough. But then there's also the customer experience side that goes along with these packages, the porch pirates, the lost packages, the delayed. There's so many logistical problems, I think, that go along with all of this. So I want to talk about the origin story. I'm always fascinated on this show is like why people build what they build. And so I know you have an interesting origin story about how all the pieces came together with you and your co-founder. Just where did the desire and the expertise come from to even want to create this Buster Fletcher kind of product? It's so interesting.
So for Buster Fletcher, we in 2001, I started a business, an e-commerce platform, like a very old version of Shopify. So people were subscribing to our service. We were building their website and connect the dot together, and they were able to sell online. So I did this between 2001 to 2013, where I started my own e-commerce platform. So in 2017, I discovered that we had a customer in Australia. That e-commerce website is still in business today. We ship mostly around international. We don't ship here in Canada. We sell homeopathic and natural product for animals. So we had a customer in Australia who ordered a product, a $30 product, and asked for a $70 shipping because he wanted to be delivered as fast as possible. But it was with Canada Post. The package was delivered late in Australia. Whose fault was this? Whose fault was the late package? Was it Australia Post, Canada Post? No, for the customer, it's our fault as an e-commerce business. So he asked us for the refund. So I was there like, I shipped the product, $30. I paid for the shipping fees. It's not my fault, and I have to pay the $70 of the shipping fees. It doesn't make sense. So my father, he has his own e-commerce store, and he shipped mostly in the French part of the world. And he told me what his shipping rep, Canada Post rep, told him. He says, "Do you claim your late delivered package?" So I was like, what? What do you mean? What is this?
Yeah.
And I remember that I saw this like in the post office, like guaranteed delivery, but when something is so much in your face, you don't see it. That was exactly this. So he explained me that if you ship your package today and it's supposed to be delivered on Wednesday and it's delivered on Thursday, you are entitled of a full shipping fees refunds. So I was like, whoa, that sounds too good to be true. And
Yeah.
not maybe like very efficient, because that's a lot of work. So I tested it to start with. Mm-hmm. I tested it manually. It was a pain, but I discovered that 1 out of 5 shipment I shipped was refunded. 20% of all my packages were delivered later, so I got full refund. Now I discovered like, whoa, who else know that stuff? So because I was an e-commerce business, e-commerce platform, I asked e-commerce agencies, other e-commerce businesses, and they weren't aware of that situation. So I decided to build Buster Fletcher in 2017, and we got our first customers in January 2018. Since then, we have like store chain, insurance company, financial company, even carriers are part of our customer right now.
Wow, that's amazing. So I just want to figure out how the actual platform works. So do you have to have your own Canada Post or other carrier accounts, or do you use the ones that, because some brands actually are shipping through a 3PL, and sometimes the 3PL is the one that's sharing a sub account from a primary account. So can maybe walk us through the two different scenarios of and actually even the third one is like, what happens if people are shipping with Shopify labels or Shopify shipping right now? And so we have the Shopify direct kind of way from within the admin, which I probably don't necessarily recommend. Then there's the wholly owned warehouse on your own account, or the other option is a 3PL sub account. So maybe walk us through the pros and cons of either or and where you're seeing the biggest gains right now.
So the only person who can ask for the refund is the person who owns the contract. So if you negotiated your contract with Purolator, FedEx, UPS, Canada Post, you can ask for that refund. If you use like a 3PL and they use their own account, the 3PL might be able to claim for the refund, but not you. But there are some 3PL who use your account to ship your packages. So if it's the case, make sure to claim your late packages. If you are like a small business, you ship less than 1,200 packages a year, you probably use like the Shopify integration with Canada Post. You can ask. We're not available to connect right now using this. We used to have an app for this, but we really want to build something very useful and not just like claiming your late packages. So right now, if you have like less than 1,000 packages a year, we're not allowed or we're not available to help you doing this, but you can do this manually, but you will figure out that that's a lot of work.
And then so your platform then connects with the accounts that you own, because the only way to do that. So if you don't actually have negotiated your rate on your own account, even if, and I'm just thinking out loud here, even if the rates through a sub account on a 3PL, sometimes maybe their rates are better. And you think, oh, no, it's $1 cheaper. I'm going to do the sub account through the 3PL. Okay, fair enough. But you don't have the opportunity is to get the refunds on the late packages. So I guess the next question to ask is like, okay, well, there is an account. You can't claim it. You're probably not going to nudge the 3PL to want to claim it once a month to kind of do the process. And so I wonder, is there ways of running an audit, either the account you own or the sub account that you kind of own? Are you able to run those tracking numbers to say, well, what's the percentage of all of these orders that actually got there? Which ones should I have qualified for a refund? I can't get it because it's owned by the 3PL. But if I would have owned it, even though maybe I pay a little tiny bit more on my own account, look at the refund that I would have got. So I just want your feedback on that.
So you can do this manually, but you enter your tracking number of Canada Post or Purolator or FedEx, UPS website or DHL and just track the packages. You will see that takes usually about 1 to 3 minutes for a single tracking if you want to claim them. So that's why I told you it's a pain, but you can figure out that, okay, I have that amount that are late. Then you can figure out if it makes sense to claim them or to ask for your own account. There's something that I didn't mention though, and I think it's very important, especially if you're about your 1,000 packages a year and more. We have like 62% of our customers who create shipping labels, pay for them, but never ship a package for that shipping label.
Oh.
Okay. So we had a customer who did test using, I think it was Purolator, but it happens with Canada Post and FedEx too, or UPS. I don't remember the other, but you create your shipping label. And for example, your customer just canceled the order. So there's a lot of businesses who think that if you don't ship the package, you don't pay for it. It's totally false. So we got a customer who did test with 4 shipping labels, $2,000 each. The accounting department paid for them and they never shipped a package.
Oh,
why? It was a test for them. And the accounting department just see, wow, that one was very expensive, but they don't know that you ship or not a package. So Buster Fisher is like a shipping net, a safety net, who after 70 days, look at all your shipment. And if you forgot to cancel one of these labels, will cancel these shipping label too. It's happening for 62% of our customer. So even if you use like you're a small business and you think like, yeah, I don't want to do my late delivered refunds, or you're not sure, there's other savings that are available for you using a software like Buster Fisher.
Right. Well, it sounds like it's almost like an automated kind of audit that's happening now. Is this something that happens weekly? Is it monthly? Like, is there a certain time frame? Is it different by carrier? I'm just trying to figure out how your platform works. So if you own these shipping accounts and we connect to Buster Fetcher's process, just walk us through what happens daily or weekly and how you're submitting it and where does the refund physically go, and then what's your fee to save them all the time of having to go one by one every 3 minutes. So I just want to figure out how you like your lay of the land and the process.
Okay, so you remember I created that software out of our own needs.
Right.
So when I started Buster Fisher, I didn't want to take a lot of time to investigate and to work and to do a lot of work. So we created Buster Fisher at first to be so easy. Like we call it connect and forget. So it takes 5 minutes. You connect your Canada Post, Purolator, FedEx, UPS account. And at that moment, you can forget us. We will download every invoices that you have. If it's every week or every month, we will download your invoices and then we will enter that invoice in our software and then we will automatically look for refunds opportunities. And then you will have a refunds. It depends on the carrier. It might be a credit on your invoice. It can be a check if you are a small business like Shopify. And if you use like the integration with Canada Post, you will get a check by mail for your late refunds. It can be a credit note like for Purolator. So it depends on the carrier, but you will be paid directly refunded directly by the carrier. And then we charge a percentage out of it. So it means that it's an instant ROI.
Yeah.
You are losing money, pure profit every single day when you ship and you don't claim them. And something very interesting, there's a lot of businesses who said, I will try to do this by myself because we have like over 1,000 customers all across Canada. And we have like very big companies. We can see patterns. We can see things that you will not see if you're doing this by yourself. For example, once you connect your account, you get refunded by your carrier. We are able, if you use Canada Post, to compare, to benchmark your prices to see if you're paying more or less than your competitor and other businesses in Canada. So that is the advantage to connect Buster Fisher. But it's so easy. We just interviewed our customers last quarter and they told us that one of the benefits of Buster Fisher is connect and you get money.
Yeah,
that's it.
I like that.
And it sounds too good to be true. But to be honest, I'm married with Susie for 12 years. Almost 13 years now. And every day I think it's too good to be true. And that's true. So that's exactly the same thing for Buster Fisher.
Yeah. I think that's great that it's just set and forget it and just connect these accounts and then refunds or credits come through. I think that's awesome. Just literally leaving money on the table by not connecting. So there's going to be a lot of impact. A lot of people don't even realize this is even possible at scale. Because why do it manually when there is technology to do it for you? And for a small fee on your side, but the massive upside in the ROI. I think it's fantastic. What about, this may not be in your forte, but what about lost or damaged kind of claims management? Because I find that porch piracy, damaged products, I know Canada Post, for example, has a defaulted kind of $100 and there's a whole process that goes along. Some people can pay extra when you're doing high value product, $2 for extra 100 and whatever it is. So how do you fit into that mix? And if you solve that problem also, if you don't solve that problem, like what are you recommending people to do at scale when there is a lost or damaged claim process?
So usually if you use Buster Fisher, you will see which packages we consider lost. We cannot see that your package is damaged though. So if the package is lost, we cannot claim right now using Canada Post because we want Buster Fisher to be very privacy driven. So if we want to claim your lost package, we will need who is your customer, what package, what they ordered. And we don't want this. That's why we have financial companies using Buster Fisher. That's why we have like a very private kind of companies using Buster Fisher because it's very private. So we cannot claim on your behalf your lost package, but you will see them in Buster Fisher, and we will claim the late delivered. It will be considered late delivered package, but we will not claim the exact product. But there's something very important for your listener to know about this. Let's pretend you discover that one of your package is lost. The best one of you will send another package to your customer. And then you go to the Canada Post website, you claim a lost package claim. The inspector or the one who's doing the investigation on Canada Post, they will call your customer and they will ask your customer, did you get the package from that business? If they say yes, even if they got the second one, not the first one, you will not get your refund. So it's very important for you to educate your customers. Like, okay, by the way, my package, I just discovered Canada Post lost the package. So I will send you another package, but make sure that when that person will call you to tell them that you got the second one because I shipped you a second time, but you didn't get the first one. So Canada Post will refund it. And second thing, it's very important to declare what is the value of that shipment. Because if you just enter like in ShipStation or something like this, it's $0. You won't have any money out of Canada Post.
What about, I'm free flowing here because I really think this is a very interesting topic. I love the set it and forget it. I can appreciate about the lost packages and kind of how that is all managed and educating the customer. What about, delivery intelligence? And I guess my thought is here is that, do you have a service available for your clients is saying, hey, we've looked at all your packages and we believe that, that the amount of money you're spending, either the service type that you've selected, or if they're, just almost like some spending insights around, maybe you're creating the wrong labels, or maybe you should be using a different carrier. If you're going to ship to this part of the country or this into the US, we've figured out electronically that this package of this weight and this size, you're better off shipping with this. I just trying to figure out is there intelligence potentially in the back office about just delivery intelligence in general and carrier selection or service selection?
So right now, as I told you, I think a little bit earlier before the interview, we have what we call the comparison and analysis report, where we will dig into your Canada Post. It's just available for Canada Post right now, but you will show you exactly what is your shipping profile, what zone are you shipping the most out. Because when it's time to negotiate, sometimes people think it's so hard. I will just ask my rep and say, what can you do for me? That's the worst thing to do to get better
you need to have data.
So if you have your shipping profile, knowing the 80-20 rules, where you know that I'm shipping 80% of my packages to these delivery zone, it will help you to negotiate. So we have that report that is totally available, where we can compare your prices with other companies. But we have partnership with logistic consultant who can help you for bigger customers, like even for air, ocean. We can help you on this if you want to have better solution or more advanced solution. But Buster Fisher, right now, we're just doing that part.
Perfect. Okay.
But we're doing this very well.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that. I mean, doubling down on your strengths and, and that makes complete sense to me. So, since we have so many different types of listeners and brands on the show, what do you figure is the sweet spot for number of packages per month or per year that statistically for a fact that significant money is being left on the table, and then Buster Fisher's a no-brainer?
So usually if you ship more than 50 packages a day and more, you will see a huge value using Buster Fisher. If you ship 25 packages, it's totally okay. It's money on the table. So you will lose if you don't do this. But usually more than 50 packages, and you have like customer who got $200,000 last year just in refunds. So you can imagine how many packages they can ship in a day. It's like huge. I don't have the number right now, but it's huge. Like if you ship like 100,000 packages a year, you can have refunds usually. But just a quick tip for your listener. Never accept to waive that on-time delivery guarantee. I'm sure, Steve, I don't know if you go to the gym, but it's always easier if you go to the gym with an accountability partner. You will push way more. You will go to the gym every single day first. And so if you don't claim this shipping late delivered package, or you waive that right, they might pretend that you cannot have great prices if you don't waive this, but we can show you with data that it's totally not true. But it keeps your carrier accountable. And we see that so many times that when they start to claim their on time, their late packages, you see that the delivery time and the percentage of late delivered package are decreasing, because now they are entitled. They will pay you if it's late. So they better work to make sure it's delivered on time or faster. So never waive that right.
That's good feedback. I appreciate that. I guess my next question is going to be more around the future of the product. I know we've kind of talked a bit about we're going to double down and focus what we're really good at, but where do you see the Buster Fetcher brand going and its service offering? We're in Q1 right now, 2024. You're doing a lot of things great. There's money being left on the table, both the late packages and unused labels you mentioned. Where do you see the product iterating even further to help in the logistics space?
So right now we're looking to diversify our offer. Our main focus is to help businesses to win the shipping game. And we can win the shipping game, not just with late packages. So there's a lot of new stuff that is coming. We already started to work with AI to discover new stuff. But I will give the opportunity to your listener, if they want to see or to have a feature that we don't do right now, just contact me, matt@busterfetcher.com, and it will be my pleasure to dig it with them and maybe to build it for them. But we already have like a huge roadmap, but sometimes the best idea come directly for a customer and we never saw this. So yes, we have a lot of stuff, even with AI working. We test some things right now and it's just mind blowing.
Yeah. Amazing. Surveys with customers, I totally agree. I mean, they're front lines, and they're so once they get dabbled a bit and seeing the money that's being left on the table of these late and unused label opportunity, then it's just like, wow, okay, well, what other things can we do to improve efficiencies and make more profits? And I love win the shipping game. I think that's this post-purchase experience, I think, is super key for a lot of brands. And I think, there's logistics managers in most mid-market brands right now that their sole focus is managing that and understanding the lay of the land. It's nice to have Buster Fetcher as a partner in part of that. So I think it's pretty exciting.
And if you can just imagine what you can do with that money that you get as refund, like, if you get $50,000 in a year as refund, what can you do with that kind of money? You can invest it in marketing. Now it's worth more than $50,000. So it's just free money. Everyone is looking right now to cut expenses and be better at for a cheaper price. So just do it. You're losing money and invest it in your business. I'm sure that business owner will not go to Mexico or Cuba with that kind of money. They will invest it in their business to make it grow faster. So why not doing this?
It's funny you mention that, because I know that the ROAS, this return on ad spend, like in paid social right now, is a thorn in a lot of brands' side. Just the cost to acquire net new customers is very expensive, and a lot of times the first transaction, it's never profitable. It's like you're only profitable maybe on the second order, and so that creates its own interesting little hiccup in just D2C kind of like success. And now with this cookie apocalypse that's on us now, started with Apple first with iOS 14 update, and now this year Google is already tested 1% of the Google Chrome users by completely removing cookies. And so now that it opens up another whole interesting conundrum, right, about profitability and and how we're marketing to people. So it's really, really interesting times we're in right now, and then the AI part of it. So
yeah, exactly. There's something interesting to it. If you look at the percentage of packages that are delivered late and that you're claiming, like, for example, our other business, when we were shipping in British Columbia from Quebec, the province of Quebec, 40% of all our packages were refunded, the shipping fees, which means that we can, with the Buster Fetcher dashboard, to see that if I ship to British Columbia, I can decrease my shipping fees to my customer and then improve the sales, because we know that buyers, they want to have the cheapest shipping fees when they order something online. It has an impact. So if you can decrease that amount directly to the places where you have a higher late delivered package, it will help so much your business as well.
So Matt, we are nearing the end of the show for today, I've written down a ton of notes here. It's exciting for me that literally it's Prince money for people is kind of what I'm looking at right now. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of brands have not done this, and hopefully today is a catalyst, it's like, wow, I remember listening to Matt and Steve about Buster Fetcher and kind of what they're doing. What are some takeaways? Like, people listening today, what are some next steps and some takeaways?
So it's so easy. Just contact us on busterfetcher.com and we will do a free audit, free diagnosis of your shipping profile if you use Canada Post, UPS, FedEx, or Purolator. And we will give you for free what can we do for you and what can we discover to help you. If we cannot do anything, we will tell you. But if we can do something, it will be free money out of the transaction.
This is lovely. So busterfetcher.com is the URL, so you can check that out. I'll have a link in the show notes for that. I'll have Matt's email address in there. This is lovely. Once again, thank you so much for being flexible to record today. Thank you for sharing to our audience, because I know this is an incredible opportunity. So if you're not auditing your package, if you're under 20, 25 packages a day, maybe one by one, outsource to a VA and literally copy and paste these tracking numbers in and kind of see what's available. But at scale, it makes more sense to have it done by a platform that knows how to do it at scale. That's where Buster Fetcher kind of fits into the equation. So it's stop kicking the tire, stop throwing money out the window for your packages, and getting this extra profit is incredible. So thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you tremendous success for the remainder of 2024 with some new updates of the platform and saving people some money here.
Same thing for you, but by the way, we find way more late package than when someone is doing this manually. We did tests, so if you're doing this manually, contact us. We find more.
Okay.
So yes, thank you. Same thing for you. A great 2024 year. And if you come to Quebec City, let me know. It will be my pleasure to make you visit the great city and eat a poutine together.
You got it.
And great places to look at.
Lovely. All right. Well, have a great afternoon.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Well, that's it for today's episode. I'd like to thank you personally for being a loyal listener of E-commerce Fastlane. It's my hope that this podcast is offering you a ton of value through growth strategies, tactics, and exclusive insider tips on the best Shopify apps and marketing platforms, all with my personal goal to help you build, manage, grow, and scale a successful and thriving company powered by Shopify. Thanks for investing some time today and listening to the show. I'm so proud and excited that you have a growth mindset and are a constant learner. I truly appreciate you and your entrepreneurial journey. Enjoy the rest of the week and keep thriving with Shopify.